Welcome to Heal the World Show podcast, brought to you by the Healing Institute. I'm Parmelia Parham, and I'm the founder and the CEO of the Healing Institute. We are an online worldwide hub of holistic practitioners, and we are really making a difference in the world. We want to give people hope. We want people to know that there are ways to be well and stay well on our health journey, because let's face it, we're all on a health journey. And we're really passionate about creating education and wellness for people in the world. And one of the things I'm really passionate about is that education component. And so that's why we have created this podcast called Heal the World Show podcast. And I have the opportunity to invite a guest co-host every week to come and chat about the work that they do and how they help their clients. Now, you might wonder why this is so important to me, and I have usually tell this story every week. I'm just going to take some water because all of a sudden I have a little frog in my throat. So I am passionate about educating people about how their health and how to be well, because we did have a tragedy in our family a few years ago when my mom passed away at a very young age. She was only 61. And it was due to complications of a medication that she had been on for a very long time. Unfortunately, she passed away right at Christmas time. I was 5 months pregnant with my son. And I say it's not only a tragedy that she died so young, but my children did not get to know their grandmother. And I don't want that happening for other families. So that's why I'm very, very passionate about educating people around health and healing and the alternative ways for health and healing. We've been in a medical model for many years that we realize now is not working, because we only ever dealt with symptoms. We didn't deal with the root cause. And that's what I'm so excited about with all of the practitioners we have on the Healing Institute, because that's what they do. They get to the root cause of what's going on with you. So please pop on, the QR code is behind me. Just pop on there and connect with the practitioners. Today, I am so delighted to have Marie Piplowicz with me. She's been with me, I think you've been on part of the Healing Institute for a couple of years now, Marie. So I'm very, very
Since the
grateful.
beginning.
Since the beginning, yeah. So very
Yeah.
grateful for your support. And Marie's an amazing conscious breathing coach. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, because we decided the title for today's talk was Breathing into 2025. I usually pick a theme, and January's theme for the podcast this month is a new year, a new you. So yes, we definitely want to be able to talk about how to get into a new year and what that means. So welcome, Marie.
Right. Thank you.
Yes. I
Yes.
think you had a little something that we were going to start
Yeah, I
day with.
wanted to start with because to get into the new year and the new you, there's some things that sometimes we need to do regarding our past. So I found this really cool quote I have this book. It's just called Positive Thinking. I don't know if you can see it, but I opened it up one day just randomly and I hit this quote the other day when I was talking to a client, and I thought, wow, this is amazing for the new year. So it's called Make Each Day a New Beginning. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, and with too high a spirit to be cumbered with your old nonsense. This day is all that is good and fair. It is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays. And that's by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And I thought, what a way to start the new you, by letting go of the past.
I love that. Yes. Too often, and this is great for January, beginning of the year, because too often I think we we get caught up in what went wrong, what we didn't do right, what was happening, what happened in 2024 that you wish didn't happen, or you wanted more of something in 2024. So I think that's a beautiful quote, and definitely a great way to start the new
Right.
year, and not only thinking about last year, but thinking about what happened at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, whatever,
Right. Yeah.
or
It's
last
like,
week, if it doesn't fit for us anymore. That's,
well,
yeah.
it's not like you can change it, right? And that's something that sometimes I find myself, I don't know about you, but I find myself dwelling on the past a little too much, so thinking, oh, I could have done this better. And yes, you want to learn, and I want to learn from my past. And but I don't have to dwell on it to the point where I'm just so fuzzy in the head that I
Mm.
can't take the next step in the now.
Yes, definitely, because then it's much harder to move forward,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then do all the things that you have planned to do and that you want to do, because you're still kind of in that mindset of what didn't work.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the breath can help us let go of the past. As we inhale, we can receive the now, the moment. As we exhale, we can let the past go. So the breath is a perfect partner to this little quote. As you breathe in, you receive. As you exhale, you let go. And so we can let go of the past on our breath, and we can receive a new me, a new you on the inhale.
I love that. Yes. So important. And breathing is we kind of forget, even though we do it unconsciously, we
Hmm.
kind of forget that really to do it consciously, is really very, very helpful,
Yeah.
to remember how to do that, how to do
Yeah.
that consciously. Right. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I just want to acknowledge we have a guest back in the green room, Al Marie Shute, who was actually our guest co-host last week, all the way from South Africa. She's popped in to say hello. So welcome, Al Marie. So happy to have you here.
Yeah.
It's lovely. We've got now more of our practitioners that are being part of the Heal the World Show podcast, which I'm very excited about. So Marie, tell us a little bit about the breathing facilitation that you do. And also, I know you have a new course coming up. Tell us a bit
Yes.
about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Well, what I focus on working women in midlife who are in the throes, suffering from, or starting to feel the experience of burnout. So I work with those women, and conscious breathing is one of the foundational techniques that I share with them. So that's what my focus is. And I was just I'm celebrating this year because I was just appointed to do a little short course at Washington State University's PACE program, which is professional and corporate education. And so it's just a
Wonderful.
little short course, hours total, 2 hours. It's 2 nights. It's in February, and so I'm pretty excited about that.
Yes,
That's
congratulations. That's
that's a
awesome.
new me, okay? That's definitely a new me. I have to say, when I think back, I never even imagined I'd be doing a short course at a college when I was younger. So this is definitely a new me, and it's a new start, and it's pretty exciting to have that on my plate and to prepare for it. And it is called Break Free from Burnout, and so it will be targeting learning the early signs of burnout, integrating with some techniques that I share, including a little, probably 20 to 30-minute breathe. We'll see how that goes. I gotta, tweak that. But using various relaxation techniques and really just maintaining strategies for ongoing stress and management of that stress. So,
Beautiful. Yes. And we
yeah,
did put the link, and we'll put that in the show notes or in the comments.
yeah.
So anybody who's interested can sign up for that
Yes, please
for
sign
that
up.
workshop.
I'm so excited to offer this, and it's cool.
And
So
it's an online
it's
workshop,
an
so
online, so you can
anybody
be anywhere.
everywhere.
It's February 25th from 6 to 8, and then February 27th from 6 to 8. So it's
And that's 6 to 8 Pacific time, 6 to
Pacific
8
time.
PM Pacific
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
are you planning to record it? Because I'm just thinking,
I
Elmary's
don't
in South Africa, so that might be the middle of the night for her.
I don't think the university
They wouldn't
records.
let you
Yeah,
necessarily.
because it's really their class.
Right,
So
right, I see.
I'm the instructor. It's their class. So yeah,
But that could be something down the road that you could
yeah,
just record yourself and then have
absolutely.
that
Yeah,
available for people.
yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's something. So that's what's exciting about it is it's something I can expand upon or make it a short little offering on its own.
Mhm.
We'll see
Beautiful.
where it goes.
Yeah,
I'm being very
absolutely.
open to this idea of a new year, a new me, and having faith in the process
That is
and
so,
faith in
so
the
important.
journey that,
Even the journey.
sometimes our journey takes us off a direction that is not what we expected, but it actually is the perfect direction. So it's like having faith that wherever I go is exactly what I need in the moment. And
And what's
so,
showing up for us is
yeah,
exactly what we need.
yeah,
And it's coming to us because we're open and we're receiving and we're allowing. And so that positive vibration
yeah,
is attracting
right.
what we want to have in our lives. Yeah,
Yeah. So, how
beautiful.
about you? What are you for your new you this year? What's your word for the year? And then what's the new
Yeah,
you
well, I
that
have
you're
a bit of a phrase for this year. It's transcending into brilliance is my
beautiful?
phrase for
Yeah,
2025.
yeah,
And I'm just very excited to be on more podcasts worldwide. And I'm being invited to be interviewed worldwide. And so that is very exciting for me because the more other countries and people know about the Healing Institute, then they know that we are an online worldwide hub
right.
of holistic practitioners. And so
Awesome.
we're getting the word out to the world and to people that we exist and that we're here for them, so we can help them on their health journey. So
Very cool.
that's very, very exciting for me. Yeah, it's been a couple of years. I think it was 2 years ago we did what I called the pilot phase or the beta phase.
Hmm.
And we did have 30 practitioners helping us with that, which was
Yeah,
amazing and
yeah,
awesome. And I'm very grateful just to get all the kinks out of the website. And
yeah,
now we're realized there's certain things on the website that is not bringing in not attracting the clients that we want. So we've changed
yeah,
that up a bit.
yeah.
I've two more new practitioners that we're
Right
onboarding this
on.
month. So very excited about
Yay.
that. Yes. So very excited about that. And really just making intention that this is what the Healing Institute is about. And so those people who want to align themselves with us, we are greatly appreciative
Yeah.
and grateful for that happening. And we really want, as a community, because we are a wellness community, we really want to have that community and be interactive.
Yes.
So one of the things we'll be doing maybe next month or the month after, but I think I'll get it organized for next month. We were doing this last year for a while where we were having monthly practitioner meetings, and I want to get back to that so
Right.
that all the practitioners get to know each other. I always encourage everybody to do a one-on-one so that you get to know all who and the type of modalities that we have available, because our our vision is that when clients come to the website, they get all of us.
Mm-hmm.
They may pick you. I do body code work. They may pick Almarie because she is a boundaries coach, and they may pick the other people that are on the site. But they actually, we could tell having a conversation with them or a session with them, whether or not all of our other modalities and skills would benefit them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I see us as a wellness community, we're not just a directory
Right.
of practitioners.
Yeah. We work together. It's not just one person, and we try to support, and we do support each other. So I think that's what's really nice about this
Yes, and
community.
I
Yeah.
think, and that's how I like to describe the Healing Institute, how we're different from other wellness directories, because there's lots of
Right.
wellness directories out there.
Yeah.
But the ones that I've investigated so far, I see them as, yes, it's a great directory and they have maybe lots of practitioners, but I don't see that the practitioners are actually
Right.
know each other.
Right.
So
Right.
we want what's best for the client.
Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
so if we can offer them 3 or 4 or half a dozen modalities that will help them on their health journey,
Right.
that's gonna better, it's all the better for the client.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
and I know from my perspective, when I'm working with somebody and we're starting out working on breathing, but emotions always come into, there's always an emotional component to our life, and it affects
Mhm.
our breathing. Then in boundaries, there you go.
Yeah.
That also, they're all connected. And so that's the thing. I mean, every one of us here probably experiences that when you're doing
Yes,
your emotion
absolutely.
code.
Mhm.
I bet you could, if you were watching your client, you could probably tell how they're breathing, and how their breathing might be related to that emotion code, that emotion
Abs
that's coming up. I
yes.
know I actually had a session with Pramelia the other day, and I was like, I think I paused and I held my breath because she said something, and I went, "What?" I never I never thought that was an emotion that I've been holding on to, and I'm pretty sure I held my breath. I think I just went, and I was, like, pausing there thinking, "What?" And then I asked her, "What year do you think this first started?" And she said, "17 years old." And I'm like going, "Oh, geez." Then I reflected for a moment, and I knew exactly, there was definitely a connection, and it's like, wow, so I could see that. Then I started to
Hmm.
breathe better again, because I realized, okay, there you
And
go.
you had a moment where you realized you weren't breathing.
I did. It was like, oh my gosh. Because that particular emotion was not, I never even thought that was something I was still dealing with. Right.
Well, and for people that are listening now to our podcast that don't perhaps know what the emotion code body code is, it's those emotions that get trapped in the subconscious.
Mm.
And so oftentimes I say they're running the show and we have no clue that these
Yeah.
emotions are there. And there's different types of trapped emotions. You can have all your own, and then you can inherit them.
Right.
You can inherit them from your ancestors. You can, there's one that I always say I don't think it's just not fair, but it's called prenatal. So something was
Oh,
going on
wow.
with your mother when she was pregnant with you and you got the trapped emotion.
Mhm.
So you never know where those trapped emotions might come
Yeah.
from, or that they're even there because they're in the subconscious. And we
Right.
have been trained so many years not to be that we're not aware of our subconscious. We're only aware of this conscious brain, thinking that it runs the world and does everything.
Right.
And now we discovered, and there's lots of science out there now saying that no, actually it's the subconscious,
Mhm.
the unconscious mind that really is running the show.
Right.
So,
And
do
if
you?
we don't have access to, like, Pramelia for her emotion code, we have access to our own breath. And
Mhm.
as we tune into our breathing, we close our eyes, we tune into our breath, we tune into how our body feels. We scan our body, notice what's going on. Actually, we can access, we may not have the names like Familia has for that particular subconscious emotion, but we, through our breath, those emotions are going to come through. They offer messages in those aches and pains, the places where we have some discomfort. And by tuning into our breath and allowing ourselves to really allow the breath to be full, and not overactive, but just a gentle, calm breathing, we actually can help clear that as well. So
Yes, very beautifully said. Thank you, Marie. That's that definitely happens, and we just need to be aware that we can do that
mhm.
because we all breathe every day.
Yeah, yeah,
It's part of who we are. And just taking that extra step and being aware and consciously breathing, maybe slowing your breath down a little bit,
yeah,
maybe, breathing in for a count of 4 and holding it for a count of 4 and breathing out, especially when you're in a situation where you're feeling a bit stressed. I
right.
know
Or
that really
fear.
helps me
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I'm
The
feeling
box breath. Yeah,
box
yeah,
breath. Yeah.
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 When you're in fear or, you know, something's happening where there's this like trauma, the box breath can be very helpful. But just so slowing your breath,
Mhm.
extending your exhale can help you relax in the moment. So that's important too.
And it's connected to our amygdala, right? When we're doing that breathing, that slower breathing, and the
Yeah,
amygdala is the gland that produces the hormones for the fight, flight, and
right. Yeah,
freeze.
yeah.
What happens, and that's what's happening when we are feeling stressed.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah, we're going right into that primal, I got to get away, I got to, protect myself, and that's a
mhm,
very natural phenomenon. So when we can help to regulate our own breathing, we can help to not stay in that fight or flight all the time. And as modern people, a lot of us, and that's where burnout comes from, a lot of
mhm.
us are in this constant state internally all the time. Well, it wasn't meant to be all the time. It was
So,
meant to be when that tiger was coming after you. Okay, then you go back to a calm state. So when we're in that fight or flight or freeze state all the time, that's when we start having the symptoms of burnout and all kinds of other health issues.
well, and can definitely affect our physical bodies, so that we're, you know, the the aches and discomfort and is going to start to show up. And both you and I have great stories about when we didn't listen to our bodies, and then the body goes, well, she's not listening, so let's do something else.
Hmm. Yep.
Let's give her something a little bit more painful or discomfort, so that she will listen, she will do something.
Yeah.
So yeah, our bodies are very smart, very smart.
And
Sometimes
they're talking to us all the time, and
all
it's
the
just,
time.
and we can't hear them if we're constantly doing, or we're constantly, even if we're constantly exercising. Exercise is wonderful, it's perfect, but if you don't pause periodically and just tune into the stillness, to the silence,
Mm,
your internal
mhm.
stillness and silence. It's nice to have it outside too, but if you could go into that internal stillness and silence and listen, that's when you're going to hear your body, because your body can't talk louder than your mind. It's going to be a lot
Mhm.
more soft, and it's going to give you a pain or a discomfort somewhere, but it can't compete. I don't think it can compete with that mind, and that our minds are always thinking about something, right? So
And I often will recommend to my clients that they take those moments, and I mean, this is my practice. I do it first thing in the morning, uh,
mhm,
and just to not just jump into your day, to
right.
get that grounding. I find it's very helpful for the rest of my day if I've taken uh, you can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Mine's nearly an hour, but that's
Mhm.
just me.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I do some reading as well as doing a yoga meditation. But I just find if I have that at the beginning of my day,
Mhm.
then I've got a foundation for
Right,
whatever is going to go on for the rest of the day.
right,
I've done that work
right.
to keep my amygdala
Yeah,
as healthy as possible and calm everything down.
yeah.
So it's so important.
Have you changed anything for the new year in your like new you process? Have you changed any of your practices or
My
added
root
to
my
them or
Uh,
any?
well, I have one that I call it was, someone sent it, emailed it to me, and it's quite a list of harmonious abundance.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
Yeah.
I've been reading that in the morning.
Gotcha.
It's kind of a mantra. I kind of call it
Yeah.
a mantra. And so I've incorporated that as part of my
Nice.
morning routine. And of course, in the evening, I always write in my gratitude journal.
Yeah.
What another thing that I've added from just started it in the latter part of 2024 was they're called gems. So you
Okay.
think of 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things you're excited about, and 3 things you'd like to manifest.
Right. Nice.
So
That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
So is there
I
any other words of wisdom you have for us? Do you want to
oh,
give us some examples of your clients that have worked with you? Because we always like to know um people that are
well,
watching.
that's one of the things is I have one client who has just really learned how to listen to her body.
Mhm.
She is just so much more aware of her body. She can actually have her blood pressure checked, could be high, and she could just say, okay, give me 5 minutes. She could do a little bit of breathing. They come back, it's low. It's back to normal. Not low, but back to normal. So
Beautiful.
she's gotten to a place by working with me to where she's like so much more aware of her body. She's giving um, herself those moments throughout the day, more moments throughout the day to pause, to breathe, to ask questions, what am I feeling? And
Mhm.
question when you start getting fearful or angry, or start questioning those,
Mhm. Be curious as to
what's
why
really
that emotion.
happening,
Yeah.
or
Why
yeah.
is that emotion showing up right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah. So that's definitely. And also, I do bring in a lot of affirmations into my work as well. So, bringing in the affirmations, bringing in like the readings that I did here. So that's always helpful. And even just for me, I've to bring the new you into my year, I have always kind of been doing a gratitude, like 3 things I'm grateful for in the evenings.
Mhm.
But I've added now, right before I get out of bed, I'm doing 3 things I'm grateful for in the morning.
Beautiful.
And that really feels, that's like a new way of grounding me, like your process of getting me
Mhm.
into that. If you breathing practices in the morning and more of a gentle wake up. So, yeah.
Yes, I always when I first wake up, just kind of lay there and breathe. I do
Hmm.
some breathing, and I find that it's helpful um that I just don't jump out of bed, because
Right.
it's then you're into the doing mode, not the being mode.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I find having those just even a few moments just to kind of be
Yeah.
um really helps solidify how my day is going to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
wonderful. Wonderful. Well, I'm so delighted that you were able to hop on today and
Thank you.
start our year with breathing into 2020
Yes.
25. Um,
Yes.
we'll have all Marie's contact information in the chat, and also it'll go into the show notes and into the comments when I repost this later today on LinkedIn. And there'll be a way for you to connect with her. She's also giving us a beautiful gift of Breathe. Now I'm just trying to remember the Breathe Better, Sleep Better audio guide that you can download, and you can listen to it as you're going to sleep. And if you're having any kind of issues not falling asleep, this will put you right to sleep.
Mhm.
It will. I I can tell you that right now. So delighted to have you back on the
Thank
show
you.
today, Marie. Thank you so much for being a part of the Healing Institute, and your wonderful modalities of breathing and being a wellness coach for people that are have experiencing burnout.
Well,
So
thank you.
You are very welcome. Yeah. So we have this vision here at the Healing Institute. We want to create a community of expert health practitioners. They will customize their unique treatments for you, exactly what you need. All of the practitioners have a 30-minute complimentary consultation. So when you go on the website and go to their page, their profile page, you will find that there's a button that says book now. And so you will find that consultation there. So yeah, book some time to have a chat and see if it's a good fit. That's why we have the consultation there. So we want to make sure that everybody's connecting with someone where they are going to have, it's going to be a good fit for them. And our motto here at the Healing Institute is service with love. So we have a big ask. We are out to heal the world. We ask you to forward this podcast to your friends, to your family, to your community. Let people know that we do have amazing and wonderful holistic practitioners that are here for you on your health journey. And you got to meet another fabulous one today, Marie Piplovic. Thanks so much.
Thanks.